Hello everyone and welcome back to another Space Marine 2 video. Today we'll be going over the actual patch itself, patch 6.0 that just came out recently. And with this patch, they changed a lot of things. One of the big changes they did was they reworked a lot of the perks here in the perk tree grid for all of the classes. Tactical got buffed on the plasma boost now, so now it's really strong. The aspect scan, multiplicative buffings, and stacks got nerfed. Emperor's Vengeance no longer works the same way. It now refills your max ammo in the reserve instead of the magazine itself, so you actually get more ammo back from the actual perk as opposed to before. The grenade launcher got nerfed a lot because of the aspect scanning and how you only get one grenade back. I will say, from testing the grenade launcher itself, I think that we need to bump up the grenades replenished to 2 or 3. I would like to see it at, and then test it from there and see kind of what we're doing. Because as it stands now, the 1 grenade back per Emperor's Vengeance proc isn't enough for us to actually make use of the grenades. And they're kind of just more as like a secondary accessory as opposed to an effective tool added onto the gun. And since you can't zoom in with the gun now, you have a mid-range to close-range gun with a grenade launcher that does way less damage. And also, too, almost has 0 ammo. So I would say it's actually probably one of the worst guns on Tactical right now, just from the testing I did with it, just needing to buff the amount of grenades it gets. Assault here got buffed. They changed some of the perks here, so now you actually get different build varieties other than anti-Tyranid, anti-chaos. You can now do like a charge combo or a charge build and then a combo build individually, as opposed to just kind of throwing on the perks that are the best. Vanguard here got a good rework. Now you can make an even tankier Vanguard build, or you can make an actual strong, pure DPS focused build where you go in, do a bunch of damage with your diving kick and such, and then you can finish enemies off that way. Bulwark got a big change where they can actually use a shield bash melee variation now, as opposed to just tankiness overall and then blocking bullets against Chaos or Tyranids. Sniper got some melee buffs that they needed for perks, which is really good. And then also, too, now they have a best in slot, I would say, which is Purification, which now gives you back all of your contested health. So if you do have Cloak up and you take a big hit, you can now use it to kind of like clear that and cure yourself. And then Heavy got some changes where they can use now, like for the Heavy Bolters, Strategic Stand is even better now. And then they changed some of the other perks on it a little bit. One of the things I wanted to talk about, too, is real quick, is that here, we'll go over here, that now once you get to max relic experience gain, you get a free extra mastery point, which this will let you then get an extra perk for your weapon. Really good, really strong, and unless a lot of weapons here kind of get like an extra little boost they need. Like for instance here, I think for this one here, I went up for like fast regeneration maybe or something like that, or down into one of the damage boosts or whatever. Other weapons though can get something like extra terminus damage, for instance, like this one here. So now your Stalker Bolter is even better, and a lot of classes have that. One of the other big changes here is that we have the Ordeals added. Now, the Ordeals are good and overall, I really like them. However, I don't like the way PvP is set up for right now. I think it's very unreasonable and unbalanced with some of the things they're requesting, like this one here. Kill 3 or more enemies with a single frag, or like for Tactical, scan 4 enemies with a single aspect scan. Even this one here, which is blind 3 enemies with 1 shot, I think is also a little unreasonable. And the reason why I say this is unreasonable is because this directly applies to unlocking everything in the game. So as it stands right now, if you don't play PvP, you cannot get every single unlock. So you have to make a choice. Do you want all the armor pieces and then a weapon decal, like a weapon skin, or do you want all the weapon skins and only 1 armor piece? Personally, for me, I want all the armor pieces, and then a weapon skin I will take the L on. And for me, the honored auto butt rifle is just whatever, because the auto butt rifle isn't really terrific in my opinion. I think it's just competing with too many other weapons that do the same thing. So for me, like, I'm going to use the Thunderhammer a lot more, so I'm going to pick the Thunderhammer here. But that's just something to note, and touching upon that as well, I think a change to it would be reworking the PvP challenges, but then also, too, since data refinement's here, you can now change and put in for your data refinement. I think adding one where you can get the Ordeal points here and exchange your armory data points, the relic tiered ones for it, I think would be a really good fit, because that would allow you then to at least be able to farm it without needing to play PvP, since it's mostly focused on PvE anyways. So the weird random shift into hardcore PvP stuff, it just doesn't really fit with the narrative of the game itself. And then too, we also got a new difficulty. I will be honest with you, it's just lethal plus. There really isn't much to talk about there, but biovores are definitely overtuned. Now there was a hotfix announced, and they did say that they're gonna try to look at the spore mine spawns, as it may be a little too much, and they didn't touch anything with the director. It's something with the biovores, but I think the biovores themselves are a little over tweaked and overtuned, where they just spawn a bunch of them, and if you get 3 biovores together, you can literally have your run end almost instantly with the sheer amount of spore mines that those 3 can put out, on top of also attacking you. And I think something that needs to be addressed is biovores can back up and go to other sections of the map, so you can have biovores go to locations where you no longer have access to anymore, meaning they can go out of range, out of reach, and just sit there shooting mines at you and your team. Otherwise, though, this is definitely a massive, huge win in terms of everything we get. Just with all the changes to the perks, the new enemy types as well, more challenges, more armor, things like that. And then one last thing to note is that weapons did get buffed. All the bolt weapons actually got their damage buffed, so they're even stronger than they were before. I will say the bolt carbine here is really fun to use. Same thing with Stalker Bolter now. Especially on tactical, they are like an absolute blast. I may do a video personally about them. But there's really not much else to cover about this update, and going in depth could literally take hours going over all the little changes they made. So just expect build videos coming out. If I find a build and it's fun and like a different way to build it, I'll talk about it there. Otherwise, let me know what you guys think, honestly, about this update, because I'm excited for it and I'm really happy for it. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye!